Hello everybody. Today I'm going to talk about managing project. Managing project involves addressing a great number of issues which is evident from the definition of the process, the using of knowledge, skills, tools and techniques to plan and implement activities to meet or exceed stakeholders' needs and expectations from a project. Then I'm going to talk about the steps we follow to finish our work in our group. The first one is define the scope. The first and the most important step in any project is define the scope of the project. The project scope is is the definition of what the project is supposed to accomplish and the budget what has been created to achieve these objectives. It is, a, it is absolutely imperative that any change to the scope of the project have a matching change in budget, either time or resources. When you have the project scope clear, identified, and associated to the timeline and budget, you can begin to manage the project resources. These include the people, equipment, and mental needed to complete the project. In our group, our project is employment opportunity expresses and careers industry in UK. Based on this project, our work have two clear targets about the employers and the career industry. Then it is easier to continue the following steps. The second one is determine available resources. What is determine available resources? In my opinion, people, equipment, and money will you available to you to achieve the project objectives. As a project manager, you usually will not have direct control of these resources, but will have to manage them through matrix management. Find out how easy or difficult that will be to do. Managing the people resources means having the right people with the right skills and the proper tools in the right quality, in the right quantity at the right time. It is also means ensure that they know what needs to be done, when and how. And it means motivating them to take ownership in the project too. Managing direct employees normally means managing the senior person in each group of employees assigned to your project. Remember that these employees also have a line manager to whom they report and from whom they usually take technical direction. Managing labor sub Managing labor subscriptions usually means managing the team lead for the subcontracted workers, who in turn manage the workers. According to our ability and skills, our group leader shows what we need to finish in this project, and finally have reached a good result. The project management key for equipment is much like for people resources. You have to make sure you have the right equipment in the right place at the right time, and that it has the suppliers it needs to operate properly. The equipment in our group are the laptops and the internet. This makes our work progressing well and more accurate. Check the timeline. It is the third one. Then we met together and list the big steps and the smaller steps in each of the large steps. After that, our leader developed an initial plan. Assemble all your steps into a plan. What happens first? What is the next step? Which steps can go on at the same time with different resources? Who is going to do each step? How long will it take? Just as you see from the PowerPoint, in our group we have a very clear division of labor. Because of we can work at the same time with our own laptops, our task is simple to finish each of our work. The most important our leader told us is to make sure the quality must be perfect and as much as possible to finish at 2 days before the deadline. Next one is work the the, 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 the final one is to work our plan. After our group active, next I'm going to talk one more point which is quite important in managing a success project, how to make your bills lower. Each of these elements has a direct bearing on the schedule. If you omit a task, the project won't be completed. If you under, underestimate the length of time or the amount of resources required for the task, you may miss your schedule. The schedule can also be blown if you make a mistake in the task. Some of these estimates will be more accurate than others. A company knows what it will charge each of its projects for different classifications of labor. When the estimated cost of an item is uncertain, the project budgets often include a design allowance. This is money that is set aside in the budget. The actual cost of the item is widely different than the estimate. So, a project budget is composed of the estimated cost, plus the contingency and design allowance, plus any profit. The project manager's job is to keep the actual cost at or below the estimate cost, to use as little of the design allowance and contingency as possible, and to maximize the profit the company earns on the project. To maximize your chances of meeting your project budget, meet your project schedule, the most common cause of blown budgets is blown schedules. Meeting the project schedule won't guarantee you will meet the project budget, but it significantly increases your chances. And above all, match the project scope. Don't allow the project scope to upward without getting budget and or schedule adjustments to match. In conclusion, however, considering the leader's little experience, he had some difficulties with anticipating problems and suggesting accurate indirectors of the project's success. The, in, the inability to anticipate problems was a serious flaw because the arising problems led to conflicts and required time and other resources to be resolved. In turn, the lack of the accurate indirectors of success complicated the assessment of the project and the articulation of future goals. To address these problems in the future, the leader is recommended to examine four dimensions of a project success: efficiency, customer impact, satisfaction, direct success, and future potential. Very often, these dimensions are interrelated, and the negligence of one of them affects all others. Despite the identified flaws, the group participation in project management activities was an important experience. It improved the team's knowledge of factors that shaped a project's success and provided valuable insights into their practical applications. The group work also demonstrated the importance of critical assessment for performance success. That's all of my presentation. Thank you.